Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we're back. Thank you for all the applause off the screen. We know that it's happening right now. It's been a while though, boys, hasn't it?
A little bit.
Life has been happening. Somewhat, can we say?
Yeah, dude, I got sunburned.
Someone got sunburned the other day. Congratulations to you
Just
getting
driving.
sunburned. But if you know, you know. But big things have been happening in the cinematic interwebs, if you will. You guys will. I know you will. Marvel. We talked about Marvel beforehand. We wanted to immediately give you our reactions, but, busy times in our life. So we're doing it now. We're going to run through some things that we wanted to talk to you guys about, some things that we liked, some things that we didn't like, and we're going to give you all of our opinions on the matter. Now, first things first, what were you guys' initial thoughts on the movie? Collin, please start us off. Initial thoughts.
I really liked it. I thought it was a good summary for everything that they've been building towards. I thought it was a great sequel, if you will, to Infinity War. And so they tied a lot of things up really well. And then they also set things up for the rest of the characters going into Phase 4. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I also, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah? Did you? That's it? That's it for now. I was disappointed. I'll put that one out there. I watched it the first time, was disappointed. Watched it again, it got a little bit better. It might have had to do with the theater that I was in. For some reason, they just kept going nuts, which is good for them. They're Marvel fans. That's great. It was hard to watch that for me.
Yeah. Same.
Oh, we were in the same.
We were in the same theater, same showing. It was pretty bad in there.
Just laugh. This is what, York?
Yeah, people were yelling and so you couldn't hear dialogue, especially towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, which is a different show, a different episode talking about theater etiquette. But not today.
The other gentleman pastime.
Yes.
Theater etiquette.
I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I went and watched. I usually don't watch movies twice, but I went and watched it twice.
Especially one that's 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 1 minute. 3 hours and 1 minute.
You're right.
Yeah.
I thought. I don't know. I guess there's not good enough words to describe it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so you saw it twice. You don't see a lot of movies twice.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorite moments? Actually, what was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment in the entire movie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's a big question.
Do you want us to come back to you?
Come back to me.
Okay, I have mine ready to go. It might be other people's. It's got to be when Captain America grabs the hammer, though.
Yeah.
It has to be. Because it almost was the worst moment for me. Thor was almost about to die.
Yeah.
And I was like, so you guys can't do that. You really can't do that. He just had an amazing movie. He's fat now. You can't kill him after he's fat. Like, surely you're not going to do that. I was getting really choked up. Still getting choked up at the moment. But that was easily the best moment for me is when Cap got the shield. The hammer?
Yeah.
He got the hammer, yeah. There was chills. I got chills. That was one of the only moments that I got chills in the movie. Again, the first time that I watched it, though, just because of I wasn't watching the movie in the movie theater, you know what I mean? I was like looking at other people watch the movie because they were screaming and moaning and doing weird things. Back to you?
I'd say probably my favorite part was the ending when Thor was on the Guardians of the Galaxy ship. I don't know, just the entire I love when he walks in and he's like, "What's up, tree?" Or whatever.
This is my friend, Tree.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, time out. That was probably the only time that Groot actually said, "I am Groot."
In the whole movie?
No, in Infinity War, when Thor's like, "Here's my friend Tree," and Groot says, "I am Groot."
Oh.
He's actually saying, "I am Groot."
Yeah.
Is he not?
Oh, yeah, because he's stating his name.
Or he's going
Yeah.
Anyways, favorite moment.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I think Captain America pulling up the hammer was pretty dope. Including the scene where he throws the shield behind Thanos and throws the hammer at it.
That was good.
To recreate from back in the old days. That was awesome. But I don't know. I'd have to say my favorite part is a two-part. First, when Ant-Man salutes Captain America's backside, and after Captain America beats up Captain America, and he checks himself out, and he repeats the backside line.
Yeah.
That probably.
That was good.
That was. I probably laughed the most
Yeah.
at that part more than any other part.
I agree with you. Colin?
Well, my favorite part also was with Captain America getting Mjolnir. The first, like when he first pulled it up, that was awesome. I did also love the end scene. Like I saw it twice in 2 days, and it was like that's. I was looking forward to that scene the second time at the end because it's so funny. But if I was gonna do another favorite part, it's actually probably the part where Thor is telling the story about all the gems. And he's going through.
And he takes his glasses off.
Yeah. And they're like, is he sleeping? No, he's dead. And he gets up and starts like doing this thing. And he's putting eye drops in.
Yeah. He's like, it's more of a sludge than an actual gem or whatever.
Correct that.
And then Natalie Portman's character comes up. He's like, an old flame of mine.
Yeah. I think that's some really, like, there's some awesome parts, but it was really funny. They had some good timing with a lot of stuff and a lot of different characters. Because we were talking about Rhodey. What's his name? What's his character?
War Machine.
War Machine. He had some good lines that he normally doesn't have, where he's just
just
the
one
dry
line popping
humor,
off,
the whole time.
Yeah, his character, I feel like in the movies usually gets crapped on, at least with the lines, with the dialogue. He like says the things that like Legolas says in Lord of the Rings, just totally useless information. But at Lord of the Rings. But in this movie, I think he really like. I think the only time that one of his lines in the movie like went a little too far was like, that was like didn't need to be there. Was when Thor's trying to put on the gauntlet after they recreate the Infinity Gauntlet, and he's like, "Do you know what my veins are filled with?" And he says, "Cheese whiz." Like, I was like, "Oh yeah, that was funny," but
there's a serious moment. And then it's serious. It was like
a little awkward.
That's one thing that for sure I didn't expect it to be was so funny. It was just so stinking funny in such a time of crises, if you will. You know. So with that in mind, who would you say was a standout performer for you, as in like the actors or actresses, and who was your favorite character? Let's start with Collin.
I actually really like Scarlett Johansson. I think she like her part, especially when they are trying to get the Soul Gem, and she is like they're having to fight and everything. It's just she's had a rough time the whole like from everything happening, and she like lost everything for her because she had nothing before, and she actually gained it, and then she lost it again. And so I think for me that was like I thought that was a really, really cool moment between her and Hawkeye. And so I think she played it so well. Not that Jeremy Renner is a bad actor, but sometimes he doesn't. It's hard for him to do serious moments and comedy. And so like it's hard. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to watch him switch, but she does it. I think she played a really, really good part, even though she's only in maybe a third of the movie. And so. Which I think
was it really only a third?
Because she wasn't in parts at the beginning, and so like the whole part where they're in New York, it's a good 15 minutes, and she's not in at all, and so she just didn't give a lot of screen time.
I remember when I was in the movie when they went back to her character and Hawkeye, I was like, oh yeah, that's. I forgot that mission was also happening, so I did forget about that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think she did a really good part. I'm excited to see what they do for whatever TV show she gets or movie.
Prequel, right?
Yeah, prequel movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which everybody thinks they're gonna do. What's that mission that her and Hawkeye were
Budapest.
Budapest.
Yeah. Hopefully,
that'd be really cool. Yeah.
So like when they first meet each other or whatever. So.
Bryce.
I think that Robert Downey Jr. always does a good job. As like Iron Man, obviously, I think he did really good, especially like I think only one or two people were released the full script of what the movie's going to be, and everyone else, like nobody else really knew about the scene about him dying at the end until they started filming it, is what I was reading. But like he, I guess, knew that that's what it was the whole time, and so I think maybe having that mindset throughout the movie helped him like better place his character and make it more sentimental, and just his relationship with his daughter was really cool. But I would say standout performance would probably go to Ant-Man for me. I think that Ant-Man's character was really hard to play in this, just because he's like not really an Avenger, and he's Ant-Man. Yeah, he's Ant-Man or like Mansion Man. I don't know, massive man,
regular sized man.
Yeah, regular size. What's up, regular size? Yeah. But I think that his whole character had to be the guy who was on the outside and like didn't really know what was going on, only had the information to say, hey, there's a quantum realm we can be a part of. But he still stayed through the whole movie, and I think he did a really good job playing the part of, I don't know what I'm doing here compared to the big leagues, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a guy who's playing baseball at our college who goes to an MLB show and is trying to play with those guys. But I think he did a really good job. That's my
That's your
take on it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Boss thoughts? Favorite character, stand-up performance?
Well, I think the stand-up performance obviously goes to the rat from the man.
Yeah.
That it's aiming back.
Yeah.
Nothing more important about him.
That's very true.
Honestly,
are those universes now?
Oh, easily. That's right. Yeah.
honestly though, I think Thanos really had a good stand-up performance. His character is really well developed. Coming back, like especially the twist at the beginning that we didn't see, where he dies so quickly.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it just and then the way they developed his character was really good. And Josh Brolin did an amazing job. But still, my favorite characters in the MCU, even though they didn't get much screen time in Endgame, is the Wasp and Groot. They're just my favorite characters to watch. They're really, I think their characters are great.
Yeah. So kind of changing from our favorite characters and stand-up performances by the actors, they all did really good, I think. Fantastic. I couldn't say that one person didn't do as good as any other. I think that they all did really good. What were you guys' least favorite moments / least favorite characters? Kind of just lump that up into one. Maybe not call out like, don't make it two things, but just like, what was your least favorite kind of overall moment? If that was a performance by a character, performance by an actor, or just a moment in general.
Can we all just say our least favorite character on 3?
On 3? Wait, oh.
1, 2, 3. Nebula.
Yeah, we don't
Good
like
job,
Nebula
guys.
at
No,
all.
she's terrible.
Okay. Why not? Why didn't you like Nebula?
Never liked her.
Nebula.
And
Okay.
any of the movies, the 4, has she been in 4 movies?
I thought this was her best movie out of all of them. Could you say that?
It may have been the best.
Okay.
I
It's
don't
fair
know.
if you don't. It was
I
her
don't mind
best.
the actress. I just don't like the character and how they went with
Gotcha.
her. Like she's so. To me, she reminds me of episode 2 Anakin. Just very, very dramatic, like overly dramatic, and always just down on the beat. Like, yeah, sure, things can be serious or whatever, but gosh, she's just the worst. And so, like we were talking, we wish that her role would have gone to somebody else.
YouTube?
We talked about this on like because we watched it both times together, and so we were talking and we were thinking that maybe like everything that she would have done to move the story along, especially like with Thanos coming to the now future to fight them, that could have been played by somebody else or done in some different way. Which I could get why she was doing that and how she actually was able to bond with her past sister in a way. But I just wish that would have been done by somebody else just because I've never really liked her. So maybe the other movies have made it worse for me for her, but yeah, no.
Agree with him?
Yeah, 1000%. I think if I saw this movie alone, like, and I never saw her in any other movies, I think I still wouldn't like her character, just because I feel like I would at least have the knowledge that since she's with Tony in the beginning, like when they're on the ship, like she's spent all this time with them. She's had other scenes. I guess if I haven't seen the movie, I wouldn't. But she's had other scenes in the other movies where she seems like normal and she can like interact on like, at least a normal level.
Yeah.
But when they're just playing like the little flick football game, she's still like, she's trying too hard, I think, with her character. Maybe that's just the actress portraying that part of that character, but she was like still too like, oh, that was fun, I want to do it again, you know, like too robotic, and everything is like the most intense and serious thing of all time. Because she's not like that all the time, and so I didn't like that she was like that at the very end of all of her other experiences. But she's also just sucks.
Yeah.
The best moment in the movie was when she shot herself across the room. I was like, yes.
Okay, moving on from that. Boss,
My least favorite character?
least favorite moment, least favorite character.
Oh,
What do you got?
least favorite character is, I don't know his name. He's the metal bending dude who's Thanos.
Ebony
like,
Ma.
Yeah.
Oh,
right-hand
the
man.
ugly guy?
His character's so hyped, like if you're like the right hand man to the most powerful guy in the universe, like
Yeah.
I don't know, he just dies way too easily. Yeah.
Yeah,
And he has chances to kill people and he just doesn't do it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
My least favorite moment was Captain Marvel's haircut.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I thought it was
She looked
terrible.
so much better with the long hair. Like,
Oh, I thought she looked better with the short hair.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
those scenes were actually shot before Captain Marvel
Yeah.
Oh, so that was CGI.
And so
Dude.
she had short hair
That's right.
when they filmed those scenes, and then
What? She grew her hair that quickly?
no, like she had a wig on for part of Captain Marvel. And so because they shot the scenes, and then they went over to Captain Marvel, and they're like, well, it's just different times, and so we'll just. And
That's
so,
weird.
Yeah, so like when they like you mentioned the script and everything. Like, I was watching some different interviews with different people, and when they shot different scenes, it's just amazing to me because they shot scenes for Endgame before, like, Ant-Man and the Wasp came out, or, like, Black Panther came out.
Mm-hmm.
So they're shooting these scenes with all these characters, and they're like, what's happening? Because we don't even,
Right,
because the other characters who are in those movies don't even know what happens in those movies.
Yeah.
So the best one is, of course, Spider-Man. He's talking about how he was told that it was a wedding. And so a lot of people were told that it was a wedding, and so he shows up and he's like, well, there's a lot of extra people here, and Robert's not here. Like or Iron Man's not here.
Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo, and was it was, I think maybe it was just those two that thought, or that were told that there was a wedding, because they are notorious for their super leaks.
And Kevin Feige, they called it the wedding scene the whole time. They called it the wedding scene, like on the script and everything, until the actual movie came out. They call it the funeral scene. Mm-hmm. And so, but yeah, like a bunch of different weird things like that where they just had to make up with it. Where, and even like the writers now, about the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer came out, and they said that they're going to do the multiverse.
Yeah.
The writers of Endgame, they're like, we didn't know about this. We saw the trailer when it dropped on YouTube, and we found out, oh, I guess what we wrote is now part of the multiverse. Oh. And so it's kind of crazy how how much they keep secret from other people.
From each other.
Yeah. But still make it work.
Interesting. Well, we could go on for days and days about our favorite parts, our least favorite parts, or whatever the case may be with characters. Please let us know what you guys think in the comments below, specifically about your favorite moment or least favorite moment. Let's talk a little bit about time travel. Time travel in this movie specifically. And with the secret missions.
You mean the time heist?
The time heist. Yes, the time. Excuse me.
What was it called?
Excuse me. Yeah. So the time heist, the great time heist. What were you guys' kind of thoughts on that? Did you think that was going to happen in the movie? Did you think that they were going to go back in time and kind of do that? There was hints before that might have been happening. But if you could just like any quick word, share your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I liked it. I like that they did it that way because I think it's the rules that they set up for time travel make more sense than a lot of other movies. Instead of changing their future, they're creating alternate timelines. But it wasn't until after the movie that I realized that it makes it much better for future movies. Specifically, like Loki now does have an alternate timeline that he exists in, and so they're going to pursue that. And so
with his spin-off series, right?
Spin-off series, or maybe in another movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like when he takes the
space restaurant. Yeah. So I really like the time travel aspect. I thought that they were going to do something with it and taking the stones, but I didn't think they were going to do it the way they did it. Yeah. Which I thought, like the delivery on it, I think was great. How they planned it all out and really, and then actually how it happened was really really cool.
Yeah.
So
agreed. Bryce, thoughts?
I liked it too. I liked all the references from Ant-Man about Back to the Future. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
And when he's like, "Are you seriously basing this on Back to the Future?" He's like, "No, of course not." It totally was. But I really liked actually the scene when Professor Hulk was trying to figure out time travel and kept pushing time, as like Tony said it, in the movie, pushing time through him, and so like he was old and then really young, a baby, and he didn't know who feed his parents. But I thought that was just a cool moment too because it's like, I don't know, for me it was like, at first I didn't like it because I thought if he got sent in there and they just pulled him out like immediately, even though he didn't have the like GPS thing that Tony created, like how would they bring him back and like how it works so perfectly. So I thought like maybe that was just like a little loophole that they were just trying to make a funny joke out of. But I think it's cool because it just shows us that like we still don't know about the quantum realm too much, and I'm curious on if pushing time through someone means that you left them there for a long time, and at least they like lived a lifetime and came back to this moment. And so, like, if Ant-Man has like any alternate memories from the time that was pushed through him.
Oh yeah, time travel. I thought the way they did it was pretty good. Yeah, The time stone's really cool because they can just do time travel and they don't have to explain it other than it's an infinity stone. And so they can just do it. So I like that they brought in the aspect that they actually had to figure out how time travel works. And also agree with Collin that it was nice that they didn't like base it off another movie, another huge movie that talks about time travel.
It was like their own concept.
Yeah, a little bit. Because, I mean, it's probably been talked about before, that concept, but
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z, yeah.
Oh, really?
They use it. It's the same version of Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Time travel. Yeah.
But I like how they went like against other blockbuster movies. And,
Like the 15 they named.
But that's what I was going to say. I think that it's interesting that even the characters in the universe are confused themselves about how time travel works. Because it made me relate with them even more.
Yeah.
It's like, this doesn't make any sense. And the characters themselves were like, this doesn't actually make any sense. Except for Tony Stark and Professor Hulk. The only two people who should know
Yeah.
what that's like. Or
Ant-Man, Bailey,
Ant-Man,
I guess.
because he was stuck in there for 5 years.
Yeah.
In the
5
quantum
hours
realm,
for him,
yeah.
But he still didn't understand it.
Right, he was like, physics, what? Peanut butter sandwich, please?
Yeah.
Or whatever that
Yeah.
is. So, I think that it was really good. Really well put together, really well done. But let us know what you guys think below in the comments about time travel. You know, do you prefer Back to the Future? Do you prefer Marvel? Do you prefer Endgame? Let us know so that we can debate it furiously. If we were to have been directors or producers, would there have been any changes that we would have made to Endgame specifically? They can be little tiny things. They can be bigger, like more character deaths. I know personally that's what I would have done. I would have made more I would have made more like top tier characters die. Is what I would have done. Because it's a game. It's a movie called Endgame, and 2 people die. 1 person gets really old.
Yeah. That's true.
And then Thanos dies. Like, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously, cool. That's great. Right. Like, otherwise, it would have been terrible for the rest of forever. Right?
Or would have been almost Endgame.
So for me, my example, it would have been just barely the Endgame. For me, my example would be there has to be more main character deaths. That's what I felt like going into it. That it needed to have like. I thought Captain America was going to die, not grow old. I'm glad that he did though, because that's kind of what I wanted him to do. I thought he was going to die. I thought Iron Man was going to die. I really didn't want Thor to die, but I thought he was going to as well. I thought they were just going to ixnay like all of the originals pretty much. I thought Hulk was going to be dead. Pretty much effectively has an arm that doesn't work anymore too now. And the Hulk really doesn't work. Yeah, the Hulk really doesn't work anymore now. It doesn't smash, it doesn't get angry, but that's kind of my thought on that. That's the direction that I would have gone to change that. So if you guys could share those thoughts.
Yeah, Collin and I talked a ton about it, but so I'll let him talk about all those. I just have one tiny thing, I guess.
Please, just one thing.
Yeah, I'll talk about one thing.
Just one thing.
When both times when Hulk snapped and when Tony Stark snapped, I know that like with Hulk, he was just trying to do a very specific like route of only bringing the people back, who like were lost in the last 5 years. But I'm not sure exactly like what was in Tony's mind when he like snapped his fingers. I'm curious if they're ever going to release like. I guess they would have just touched on a little bit more some other things that we didn't think were going to happen that were like in those characters' minds when they like snapped their fingers. So it's like, okay, I have all the power in the entire universe, and all I have to do is bring back the people from the last 5 years. But I could also maybe do a few other things, and so I'm interested as to either what their temptations would be for those. Maybe release it like earlier in the story, like if I had that power, maybe I would do it this way, But I'm just curious, I guess, as far as that goes.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. One of the things that I didn't like, and then and Boss, you kind of mentioned this, is how fast some of the like Ebony Maw died. And so I don't mind the part where like there's a scene where like Captain Marvel comes down, takes the gauntlet from Spider-Man. He's like, I don't know how you're gonna make it through all this, and then like all the female characters pop up and they start marching on everybody and they fight through everybody. What I didn't like is how those characters, some of the big characters like Ebony Maw and some other Thanos' minions,
were so powerful in Infinity War all of a sudden became nothing.
Like, are you talking about specifically when Okoye
Yeah.
one shot
Yeah.
that Gorvis
Uh-huh.
Clay or whatever his
Yeah.
name is?
And so like that, and it just makes those characters trivial, but like as in the enemies, but also makes the heroes trivial as well because it means like
Vision.
Yeah, because I'm
Right,
saying
like,
Vision is taking Okoye to the cleaners every single time that they fight.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
And that other guy, Gorvis Clay, is that what his name is?
Something
like that.
minor
Probably just, yeah. He almost killed him 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Infinity War.
Yeah. And so the fact that it was so quick, and you just see like a bunch of different things just die so quickly.
Yeah.
It's just like
They didn't have enough time. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think they could have just done it a different way. Like maybe they team up and it's like just like they did in Infinity War, where it's like there's 4 of them fighting one of them, like fighting the lady that they kill. But just pair it up a little bit different. Is that her name? Yeah. And so just pair it up a little bit differently. And then that was like the main thing. That was just more frustrating to me. Like you brought in all these characters and some of them don't even have any lines in the movie, and then you made their part so trivial you didn't give them any showtime. And so, and there was like one. They've already released like some deleted scenes that they cut out of the movie. One of them was, if you remember in Infinity War, Thanos did the snap and immediately cuts to him, basically in the Soul World, talking to young Gamora.
Mm-hmm.
They did a scene like that with Iron Man, talking to his daughter that was,
who was
older.
grown.
Yeah. And she sort of forgives him. She's like, Nick, no, you've done the right thing. Like you, and you sort of give him peace and everything. They did it with a test audience. It didn't go well. People were more confused, which makes sense. Like it would be confusing if you didn't see Infinity War. You don't really understand what's going on. And who is this girl? Because you kind of have to just assume it's his daughter.
Right.
But I think that would have been really, because there's so much closure for him, because the whole point of the movie is he can't rest.
Yeah.
Like he can't rest. And actually since Age of Ultron or the first Avengers movie, he hasn't been able to rest at all, and he hasn't been at peace because it feels like he needs to save everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so and he finally makes this choice, the one option that Doctor Strange gives him, he makes the choice, he sacrifices everything, and then he hasn't seen his daughter. And so that one little scene with her, I think would have been really, really cool. Even if she was young, and just did the whole thing where he's just like, Daddy's gonna go for a little bit. Like, I'm gonna be gone. I'm not coming back. I'm sorry. But something just to feel. I think that would have been really, really cool. Just another tie to close.
Sure.
That would have been cool.
Absolutely. Boss, your thoughts?
I don't think I would rank it. It's pretty good. One thing that like they could have done differently is they were kind of talking about how like, Black Widow, we can never get her back, but like, you can just go back in time and get Black Widow, just change a different reality. Gamora's back. She got the soul nose, so she can't just stop.
Actually, well, I was gonna say, do we know if she's actually back? I mean, I know that Peter Quill's like searching for her at the end, but like, did she just disappear when like Iron Man?
At the end.
Like that's like when you bring in like the thing with his daughter, and you talk about like all he was like couldn't rest since the suit around the world. Maybe that was part of this thing that he created the suit around the world. We don't know. The other thing is maybe he sent Gamora back because he said you don't belong in this time.
Yeah. Did he was a snap everybody who came through?
Because it's not explained. All you know is he snaps, and all the bad guys that we think are bad guys at least disappear.
Was she on the ship at the end? The other Guardians?
No, he was searching for her on that.
But that makes sense if he's just thinking, I want Thanos and everybody associated with Thanos to be gone, then Gamora was with him. Like, she hadn't had the change part that happens in Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, maybe she had a little bit. Actually, she did have a little
Well,
bit.
I don't know if Tony would know that, though.
But if he did it based off, I mean, it depends on the rules of, like, the snap, which we don't really talk about. It's like, is it based off of, like, in their mind, it's like anybody who's aligned with Thanos. Well, she wasn't aligned with Thanos, but she did come with Thanos on his invasion. And so it kind of like in Thanos' mind, when he did the snap, was he thinking all intelligent life, or was he meaning, because like the big thing that when Ant-Man walks outside and says it worked after
Because
they
there's birds and stuff. Like
birds and life, and so it means like maybe the animals did work cut out, but plant life wasn't cut out. That's for sure, because
yeah.
like the ecology of the earth would be done.
Yeah, right.
And so yeah, I think that's a good point though. Like, but it's kind of we don't know.
Yeah, I think Gamora's alive somewhere. And,
I hope she.
I think that'll be part of Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
You mean as Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
just want to talk about a couple more things, boys.
Mhm.
And that first thing is melted ice cream. Fat Thor. I almost cried.
Yeah.
To be honest, when Fat Thor came in. Out of sadness, and then definitely out of laughter. Towards the middle-ish, you know. Like when he has the cut-off gloves. He has cut-off gloves for every occasion.
Yeah.
He has red ones, blue ones, and black ones at the funeral.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
he just really is fat. What do you guys think about Fat Thor?
He is my favorite version of Thor.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. So I liked when Thor came out. I thought it was a pretty cool movie. Thor: The Dark World's whatever. I'm glad that they didn't dye his eyebrows blonde in Thor: The Dark World, so that was an improvement. And then Thor: Ragnarok, he got the short hair with the sweet haircut. I was like, oh yeah, now this is my favorite Thor. And then when I first saw him, I was like, oh no, he's like immobile. He's
Yeah.
And
Like he
then-
can't even walk.
yeah. And then I actually thought him and Hulk were gonna fight because he's like, get your hands let go of me or whatever. And then I thought that they were gonna fight or something. But then, like, I mean, the whole Fortnite thing was pretty funny. But then, like, he's such, I don't know. Chris Hemsworth is, I think he can be really, really funny, but I think just him being fat made him so much better.
Yeah.
In the Big Lebowski part when he's walking into the Avengers thing, the music's playing, he's snapping the beer open, the glasses on.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I like him. He's
Beautiful.
my favorite.
Fat Thor Bryce?
Yeah, I like it too, and I like how he literally has Stormbreaker as a bottle opener. He's like, yeah,
Oh,
I was gonna chugging a beer, let me go get another one. Yeah. But, yeah, I love Dad Bod Thor. And I love it how, they kept it, even, like, through the fighting scenes and even all the way through to the end. He didn't just, like, when he, like, gets his little braid, you know, in his little beard, when he calls, like, when he gets Stormbreaker and Mjolnir at the end, like, it didn't just automatically, like corset him.
I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to burn off.
I thought it was going to shred.
Yeah. Oh, I would have been definitely okay with
The
that.
lightning.
I've been more okay. Yeah, than
Yeah.
him still being fat.
But I do think it's funny that, like, the scene when he's at his house and he's shirtless, when he, like, turns and he's, like, looking out the window, you can see, like, his abs still below his fat, and you're like, that's the most ripped fat guy I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, and I loved the scene when he went back to Asgard for, like, the day that his mom was going to die. I thought that was awesome, and the whole way they played all that out. So.
Yeah, for sure. Boss? Thoughts?
No, I liked his character this
Yeah.
time around. Yeah, it was good.
Did you not like him last time?
No, I mean, I
Oh,
like
okay.
him every time.
Classic.
I don't know. He's a god, so like being fat, I don't think matters at all to him.
Yeah. He still has the same agility, strength,
Yeah.
speed.
If
Okay.
you have super like a little bit of fat, I mean, he wasn't like obese. He just like had
His
like, a
arms
bit of
were
that.
huge.
Yeah.
They were bigger than ever.
Yeah.
From just muscles.
Yeah. So I mean,
From just muscles.
yeah, it was good. I don't know. There's nothing super special to me about it. But
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Fair enough.
I liked how they kept, he constantly was posting the like workout videos of himself, like all the time, and so
Oh, yeah.
nobody saw it coming
Oh,
until the
really?
video because like Chris Hemsworth's still a jacked dude, and then all of a sudden he goes into this movie, super long hair and just a gut.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's actually all that we're going to talk about for Endgame. Again, please douse the comments with your thoughts, your suggestions, anything that you would have changed about Endgame, your favorites, not favorites, all that good stuff. Leave it down below, and we will see you guys for another round later.
Hey guys, if you like that video, go ahead and hit the big red subscribe button to subscribe to our channel. And if you loved that video, please feel free to hit that little notification ding bell to get updated every single time that we pump out a new video for you. We love making these videos for you guys, and we love all the comments that you guys leave us. So please keep that up, and we'll see you at the next show.